Hi, I'm Rocco Stano, and welcome to StoryMakers. Today we're doing a StoryMakers remote with Jeanne Bender, who's all the way out on the West Coast in Seattle. Hey, Jeanne, welcome to StoryMakers.
Hi, Rocco. So nice to see you.
Jeanne is the creator of the Lindie Lou series. So tell me about Lindie Lou.
Once upon a time, I had a little puppy named Lindie Lou, and there she is. And Lindie Lou loves to travel. So I decided to write a book series about her. So the first book is called Flying High, where Lindie Lou flies on an airplane for the very first time. Book number 2, Lindie Lou, Up in Space, an adventure at the Space Needle. I'd like to show you a picture of the real Lindie Lou. Here she is sitting with me while I'm writing the book. And then there's book 3, Harvest Time, Celebration on an Organic Farm. Lindie Lou learns how farm families feed the world in this amazing action adventure where she jumps off of haylofts, goes into the corn mazes, and meets all kinds of fun farm family members. And the last book that I wrote, number 4, is called Big City Magic, Uncover the Secret of the Big Apple. And in this book, there's a legend that tells Lindie Lou that there's a tree somewhere in the Big Apple that holds a secret so incredible it can change her life. So these are the first 4 books in the Lindie Lou Adventure series.
Can you tell us about a few of the interesting facts that you learned and put in your book about Lindie Lou?
In this book, Lindie Lou flies to New York City from her home in Seattle, Washington, and she meets up with all kinds of interesting characters. And if you'd like, I'd like to read a little bit about the legend of the Big Apple.
Yes, please do.
Apples are a big part of New York City and its history. There are many apples growing in this state. Is that why New York City is called the Big Apple? Asked Kate. Kate is Lindie Lou's mom. I think the name came from a legend, said Lisa. Lisa is their friend who lives in New York City. Many years ago, a fleet of ships sailed across the Atlantic Ocean. They were coming from Europe to a place called the New World. These ships carried food, tools, and animals. Some of the people packed seeds to plant in their new gardens. One little boy loved apples, so he brought a handful of seeds. When the ships arrived, the people traveled across the land looking for an ideal place to live. The little boy followed his parents. Along the way, he planted all of his seeds but one. The seed he kept was the largest of them all. The little boy's family found a great place to build their new home. Meanwhile, the boy looked for the perfect spot to plant his last apple seed. He chose an area where the soil was rich and there was plenty of sun. The boy planted his seed and watered it every day. Over many years, the seed grew into a big apple tree. Every year, the boy picked ripe red apples from these trees, which he proudly shared with his family and friends. Legend says the apples on this tree are sweeter and juicier than any apples on earth. Hey, thought Lindie Lou, I'd like to taste some of those apples. I'd like to find the Big Apple tree, thought Lindie Lou. That is the legend of the Big Apple that starts the adventure of Lindie Lou through New York City looking for the Big Apple tree to uncover its legend.
So Jeanne, did you come to New York City while you were writing the book?
Oh, absolutely. I love New York City. I've been there several times, but I came specifically 3 and then a 4th time to write this book. Absolutely. I went all over the city, and as you go on Lindie Lou's journey, you will follow the same journey that I was on.
She goes to an apple pie company. So did you really go to an apple pie company?
I really went to an apple pie company. It is called Petra's Apple Pie. And I bought a piece of pie and said, this has to be good enough for me to put in my book. So yes, I went there, I tasted the pie, and I was absolutely amazed how good it was. And in the book, Lindie Lou goes to the pie company because she figures if they are making apple pie, they must need the biggest, juiciest apples on earth. So one of the clues is maybe she'll find those big apples and the big apple tree near Petra's Pie restaurant.
And Central Park plays a role in Lindie Lou's visit.
Central Park is one of my favorite places on earth, and yes, it does play a role. Actually, I would like to tell you that I created 4 dogs to meet up as a pack with Lindie Lou and help her with clues to uncover the secret of the big apple tree. I absolutely love Central Park. I think more children should go there and see it. And what better way to introduce children to Central Park than through a cute little children's book story.
But Lindie Lou comes from a big dog family too. She has brothers and sisters, and they have something in common.
Absolutely. Lindie Lou has 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Her sisters' names are Diamond and Ruby, and her brothers' names are Jasper and Topaz. And there's a song that I've written about Lindie Lou and her brothers and sisters, and I'd like to sing one of the verses if it's okay, Rocco?
Yes, please. Please do.
One of the verses in the songs goes like this. Lindie Lou, you are cool, and your friends think you're a jewel. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Because in the song and the book, her 4 brothers and sisters are named after jewels.
Oh, thank you for sharing that song. I'm sure all our viewers will enjoy singing along with that song. In the book, which is a chapter book, there are times when there are certain words that are in bold. You know, like on this page, growled and smiled and treats and wink. Is there a reason for those bold words?
I'm so glad you asked that question because the Lindie Lou book's intent is to bring you, my readers, from your picture books into your first chapter books. We created very special letters just for you to help understand the words. For example, the word loved, the little letters have hearts in them so that you can understand them. The word wiggle, the letters look like they're wiggling a little bit, and all kinds of fun letters to help you understand the words a little better.
Something else that your book has is a calendar of events in New York City. Starting with January, goes all the way through December. Do you have one special event that's your favorite?
I have a very special event in New York City, and it happens around Thanksgiving. And I think you can figure out what it is. It is one of the biggest events in the city, and it is the famous New York City Macy's Parade. As a matter of fact, I love this event so much that I put it in book 4. So if you like parades and you like New York City, you're going to see part of it in book 4, Big City Magic.
In addition to all the information that you have in your book, there are also some activities that your readers can do. So tell us about the activities and where can we find those activities?
So if you go to lindielou.com, there is an educational tab. If you download the tab, you will find activities for book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4. So go on our activity list and take a look at all the fun things that we offer. All kinds of fun things for you to see on our lindielou.com website in the educational material tabs.
Well, thank you so much. That is something else you can do besides reading the book. You have these activities. Thank you, Jeanne, for being with us.
Thank you, Rocco. So nice to talk to you.
And remember, until next time, read a book in any format.